Hello. The purpose of this video is to show how to draw a scaled shape or a lot plan on an ordinary piece of paper. So for our project at 2635 34th Street, our parcel is actually not this not this lot, but this lot over here. And if we look at the assessor's map book and open it, it will open up for us a PDF that shows the shape and size of the lot. Okay, so our lot is this lot over here, and if we zoom, we can see that this lot is 40 feet this way, and because this is from these two lots, uh, and each lot is 40, then that means that this lot is 40 by 80 this way. So we need to draw a lot that is 40 by 80. Okay, so we can draw that using an ordinary piece of paper. It's just regular printer paper, and obviously we cannot fit a 40 feet onto this paper because this paper is only 8.5 inches this way and 11 inches this way. So what we need to draw is a smaller rectangle, 40 by 80 in feet. So we have to use what we call a scale. So architects use this kind of ruler. It's called a scale ruler. And if you look closely on this one, um, when it says 1, that means that 1 inch, which is this one, 1 inch, 1 inch is equal to a foot. Okay, so it's from 0 to 1, that's a foot. From 1 to 2, that's another foot. So if you want to draw 2 feet of object, that will go from here up to here. So that's 2 feet. So 2 inches is 2 feet because we're using a 1 inch is to a foot. Okay. On the other side of this one, you will see half, which means that for every half an inch, that is a foot. So on this one, you'd see that from 0 to that one, that's half an inch. So that's going to be a foot. So 1 inch is not 1 foot anymore. It's 2 feet. So that's how it's used. And you can see on this other side here, okay, oh, there you go. You'll see 1/8, and 1/8, okay, 1/8 is half of a quarter, and this one means that for every 1/8 inch that you see, that is actually a foot. So if you wanted 40 feet, so and you're using 1/8 of a foot, I mean, 1/8 inch to a foot, then that means that from this 0, you're going to go up to the 40, and that's going to be 40 feet. Okay, and that one actually, okay, is let's zoom here a little bit. That one actually fits now the paper. Okay, zoom, let's focus. Okay, so now we can now put in 40 feet here. We're going to use 1/8 of an inch is to a foot. Okay, so from this 0 over here, let's use a pencil here. From the 0 over here all the way to this line over here, that is 40 feet. Okay, now our shape according to this map over here is 40 feet this way and 80 feet this way. So we have to also make sure that this one can fit 80 feet. So if I do my corner here, all I have to do is look at where 80 is, and 80 is over here. Oh, let's zoom out a little bit. See the whole paper. There you go. So here is 80 over here. So we can fit 40 by 80 now on this paper using 1/8 inch is equal to a foot. Okay, so that's how we use this scale. Now if you don't have a scale, you can use a ruler. Okay, you just have to know that if you wanted to use an inch is to a foot, then for every inch that you see here, that's going to be a foot. If you use half inch is to a foot, then half of an inch is now a foot. So if you have 1 inch, that's 2 feet. 2 inches, that's 4 feet. If you use a quarter is to a foot, then for an inch, there's 4 quarters. Therefore, in 1 inch, this is now 4 feet. Okay, so 2 inches, that's now 8 feet. So if you wanted 1/8 inches to a foot, 1/8 is half a quarter. So for every quarter is 2 feet. So that's 2 feet, another 2 feet, that's 4 feet, another 2 feet, that's 6 feet, another 2 feet, that's 8 feet. So that means that for 1 inch, that's 8 feet. So if you wanted 40 feet, okay, 40 feet means that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So 2.5 is 20 feet already. So 5 inches, that means that's going to be 40 feet. And if we use an ordinary ruler and then use our scale of 1/8 inch is to a foot, 5 inches is going to match 40 feet. So here's 40 over here, okay? And if I line up with my 0 on my inch ruler, I can see now that the 0 over here matches 5 inches on my ruler, okay? So that means that I can use an ordinary ruler. I just have to remember that on my ordinary ruler, if I wanted to fit 40 feet on this paper, okay, I can use 1/8 of an inch is to a foot. So if I wanted 40 feet, that's actually 5 inches. Okay, so we can use that. And now draw also 40 feet. So 40 feet should be 10 inches. So here's my 10 inches here. Okay, so that's my 80 feet. So I can simply start with a straight, mark down my 0, mark down my 10 inches, and that's 80 feet. If I use my scale rule, okay, I line up with my 0 over here, and I line up with my 80 feet over there, and that's supposed to be 80 feet, which is on an ordinary ruler, that's 10 inches. Now, I want to make a rectangle, so I have this handy dandy thing that enables me to create parallel lines, and all I have to do is simply roll over, let's do it here. So I line up my line, and then all I have to simply do is roll my ruler, and it should over. Oh, let me see. I don't want it. Okay, there you go. So now it should be freely rolling with this one. Let's see. This one has like stops every inch or something. All I have to do is do that. It'll stop again. But if I want it off, I should be able to roll that quite easily. Okay. You can also eyeball it. This is now 80 feet. And then all I have to do is make my 40. And then eyeball it. And that's 5 inches, which is 40 feet. And all I have to do is make sure that this gap here is the same as this gap over here to make sure that that's 90 degrees. Okay. And then here again, I wanted 5 inches, and I just want to make sure that this edge here and this edge of the ruler are the same. And then here's my 0, and here's my 5 inches. So that's 40 feet. And then all I have to do is I can now connect this end and that end. Okay, and then draw again. Now I have my rectangle, which is 5 inches by 10 inches, which according to the scale that we use, which is 1/8 is to a foot, this is considered to be 80 feet. Okay, that's 80 over here by 40 feet, and that's 40 feet on here. Okay, And then once you're done with that one, all you do is get a thicker pen, okay, thicker pen, and then just go over it. And then property always has, it's not a continuous line. It's a long line with two dashes. So there's two dashes, and then long line again, two dashes, long line again, two dashes, and then long line again. Okay, so here we're going to do the same thing. Long line, two dashes, long line, two dashes, long line, two dashes, two dashes, two dashes. Okay, there you go. Okay, now you can use an ordinary pen. I mean, I like this manuscript pen really well, but you can use a felt tip pen, a ballpoint pen, or you can even use uh, a, a thin tip permanent marker. Okay, so again, long, two dashes, long, two dashes, long, two dashes. Now, why am I using this kind of line? This is the universal line symbol for a property line, where you put a long line with two dashes, long line with two dashes, long line with two dashes, and it doesn't have to be always complete. So there you go. This is our lot, and this measures 40 feet this way, and it measures 80 feet that way. Okay, so um, why don't you go ahead and try and make a 40 feet by 80 feet lot rectangular shape on a white piece of printer paper using an ordinary ruler. Okay, now you can get these are called scale ruler, um, or engineer's ruler, and you want to get the one that is in fractions of an inch, because you can also get something like that says 100, 500, and that's sort of kind of metric scale. So you want to use something that says 1/8, okay, 1/2, 1 inch. Why don't you can always do that. Let me try to find, if I can find, here we go. So this is the packaging that I got it from. It's built by this company, German company, Stadler. And this is an architectural scale rule. Okay, architectural scale rule. All right, there you go. So once you try that on your own, if you don't have this scale, use an ordinary ruler. Okay, and then start with a pencil, just ordinary pencil, and then you can darken the lines using uh, a pen, a ballpoint pen, felt tip pen, and try to use long two dashes, long two dashes all the way around. Okay, there you go.